Hello my dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are doing good. So this is the part 2 of the chapter number 17, Forest, our Lifeline, class 7 NCERT textbook. So in the part 1 section, we have already covered what are forests, what is the ecosystem, different types of ecosystem we have covered, and we have also learned about the different layers of forest. So in this part 2 section, we are going to cover about the types of forest. If you are someone who haven't learned or you haven't searched the video, you can go in the description box and you can first go with the part 1 of this topic and then come again and see this part 2 video. So let's start. So here in this part 2 section, we are going to learn about different types of forest. So basically there are 3 types of forest: the tropical, temperate and the boreal forest. So we are going to see the different characteristics of the forest, the location, examples of different species which comes under these types of forest. Okay, so we are going to study one by one. Now we are going to see first the temperate forest. Okay, so temperate forests are characterized by their moderate climate. All right, and the basically the which type of trees comes under temperate forest? These are known as deciduous forests. So the long trees, long heighted trees that we have already covered, that long height trees comes under which layer? Emergent layer of forest. So all those trees which have the long height and having and the forests which are having the moderate climate, deciduous trees comes under the temperate forest. So they are the home to diverse flora and fauna. So in the science, students, flora considered as different types of flowers. Different species of flowers is considered as flora, and fauna we consider them as different species of animals. So we can see diverse species of flora and fauna in temperate forest. Now what is the characteristics of temperate forest? So basically they have the moderate climate dominated by broad leaf deciduous trees, rich biodiversity of plants and animals you can find here. So location is North America, Europe and Asia. So basically, since this NCERT will give you the examples of India region. So we are going to study different examples of temperate forest habitats afterwards. Okay. So basically these are the countries or the continents where you can find the temperate forest, and that are North America, Europe and Asia. Now what are types of animals which are found in the temperate forests are black bears, grey wolves, red foxes and some other common animal found in temperate forest are who can adapt easily, right? Who can adjust to the environment easily, because obviously these temperate forests have the moderate climate. So they the animals and plants can survive easily by adapting. Okay. Then what is the importance? Since it is giving us the moderate climate, so basically it is rich in biodiversity. Okay. And what it is also provide us with economical importance as well. So see, the trees are famous for giving the medicines, right? The timber, which is very much expensive wood, or economically it can provide moderate amount of things to the labors which are present inside the forest, or you can say that all the important products can comes under from the forest, from these type of temperate forest. All right. Okay, and what else? Reducing the soil erosion, clean air and water, of course. All right, and a source of timber, medicines. All right. So this is the importance of temperate forest. Now we are going to learn about tropical forests. So tropical forests are basically is a major forests which are present on the earth. These are known as the forests which comes or which are closer to the equator. Closer to the equator region. So basically major types of flora and fauna you can find in these tropical forests. So what are tropical forests? They are lush, green ecosystem found near the equator. Okay. So near the equator means they can face every type of seasons, be it hot, cold or rainy. So that is why they have the conditions which can help in surviving different types of flora and fauna. So examples are Amazon, the Congo Basin, rainforest in Southeast Asia. So these have the lush green because heavy rainfall occurs in tropical forest. The role of tropical forest, it helps in regulating the global and local climate, absorbing the carbon dioxide, releasing the oxygen, providing habitat for the countless species, supporting indigenous communities. All right. So this is the role of the tropical forest. Now, for the further, we are going to see the examples and the location of these forests. When I'll give you one tabular form differences where you're going to learn about tropical and temperate forests, their examples, their location, their species which are being habitat in these type of forests, we are going to see afterwards. Now the third type of forest is a boreal forest. You know, these forests are present in the cold temperature. You know, this has mix of evergreen, coniferous and deciduous trees. Okay, the boreal forest is crucial for regulating the earth's climate, and also in which layer of forest does it layer, or which type of ecosystem it have the tundra ecosystem. We have learnt about the tundra ecosystem, which has the low temperature, the species which can survive, or the forests which are present in the low temperature, that is considered as a boreal forest. So in boreal forest, as we have already seen, coniferous and deciduous, both type of trees can reside in such type of forest. So these are the examples like pine, spruce, which has a spine type of leaves. All right. Deciduous trees. Coniferous trees are particularly adapted to cold climates with long winters and are able to conserve water due to their needle-shaped leaves, which have a waxy coating to prevent moisture loss. So, of course, the type of species which are residing here can adapt to the environment. That is why they are having the spine-shaped leaves. Also, those leaves have some moisture on them. So they can easily survive in the dry climate, right? In the lower temperature of climate. So animal habitats, you can see all these type of animals there, wolves, black bears, moses, you can see here. Now location like Canada, Russia, Sweden, Alaska, all right. Now significance, carbon storage, because it helps to soak in the carbon and helps in regulating or mitigating the climate change. Biodiversity supports a rich variety of species. Economic resources, obviously, paper products, timber and other resources, wood materials. Global climate, the boreal forest helps in regulating the global climate, influencing the weather patterns and acting as a natural filter for the atmosphere. So now the vital role of forest we are going to see. So of course, economically, non-economically, biodiversity, holding up the biodiversity, soil erosion, reducing the soil erosion, all these are the basic role of forests in our world. But we are going to see one by one. Oxygen and carbon dioxide regulation, prevention of soil erosion. How? What is soil erosion? So you know, soil erosion is when the topmost layer of the soil wash away, when there is no trees there are present on the soil. So what does the trees doing in to help or to reduce the soil erosion is that trees are present or supporting the soil, means they are present inside the soil, which means they are fixing up the soil, or their roots are being fixed inside the soil. So they help the soil to resist slipping off or washing off due to some landslides, or you can say the floods, or anything, any type of, you can say, calamity. The plants will help in reducing the soil erosion, so that the soil would not wash away their topmost layer. And we all know that the topmost layer of soil is very important, or it is very fertile for the vegetation. So trees help in reducing the soil erosion by supporting the soil, because you know that the roots of the trees are supporting the soil, उसको anchoring the soil, you know, उसको जकड़ के रखता है ट्री सॉइल को, ताकि वो स्लिप ऑफ ना हो. ऑल राइट. Water cycle, we already have studied about the transpiration in the previous class, water. So leaves are there, which helps in the process of transpiration and helps in performing the water cycle. Biodiversity, obviously various types of flora and fauna are present inside the forest. So again, economic value, one more importance of forest: oxygen production, climate regulation. So economic importance, the timber, the fuel wood. Long term benefits, yes, sustainable forest management, that we can make use of forest resources for now as well, and we can leave it for our future generation as well. So that is known as sustainable development. So now there are certain threats to forest. Number one is deforestation. When we keep on cutting down the trees, climate change, temperature shift is also a big issue for the forest. Pollution, harmful chemicals which are affecting the biodiversity, and illegal logging, habitat destruction due to unregulated activities. Okay, so all these are the different threats to the forest. So the major topic which is covered by the NCERT is about the deforestation. So deforestation is cutting down of trees aimlessly. Okay, so due to some human activities such as agriculture, urbanization, logging, and mining leads to deforestation. Deforestation contributes to the climate change by releasing the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, as well as impacting the water cycle, soil erosion, and water pollution. Obviously, if that trees are not there, they cannot help or support the soil, which leads to soil erosion as well. So all this leads to, or implications happens to the earth, are faced by the earth when we cut down more and more trees. Now, natural disasters caused by deforestation such as landslide, floods, droughts, wildfires. So economic consequences, like loses the agriculture productivity. When the soil keep on losing its topmost layer, so the soil will not be fertile anymore, right? So it will lead to agriculture productivity, less agriculture productivity. Increased cost of disaster, impacts on local economies and livelihoods. So what can we do to conserve the forest? So we can reforestation. Apart from deforestation, we should follow reforestation, sustainable logging, balancing tree harvesting with regrowth, protecting the areas, or community programs. There are many andolans which have been performed in order to conserve the forest. We all know about the Chipko Andolan. Okay, Uttarakhand, right? So it was done by the society to conserve the trees. So such type of community programs must be followed in order to conserve the trees. The role of individuals, of course, apart from the government policies, there should be the role of individuals also, because the forest is helping to all of us, not to the government, but also the individuals must come up or come up front to save the forest. So support the reforestation projects, reduce the paper and wood consumption, spread awareness about forest conservation, or practice the sustainable living. Okay, so that we can make use of forest today and our future generation can also make use of it. So you must involve the local communities to serve the forest. Conservation efforts must be done. All right, so that was all about the chapter where we have learnt about different types of forests, their destruction, and how can we conserve it. Apart from it, as I have already told you that I'm going to give you some differences about tropical forest and temperate forest. So this tabular form differences will make you easy to learn about their characteristics. Okay, NCERT. So first one is for fill in the blanks. Forests are renewable and vital resource for human beings. The roots of trees bind the soil and prevent it from getting eroded. So binding or anchor is the same thing. Okay, so trees helps in binding up the soil, so that is why it helps in reducing the soil erosion. So these are some of the NCERT solution or exercises. You can note them down, or if you find any doubts in these exercises, you can just comment down below. So it has some match the following. The answers are being present inside the content only. You can just note them down, or you find any doubts in the NCERT exercises, you just comment down below. I'm just going to explain it in the next video. So yeah, that's it for the topic. We are going to meet in the next class. Just note down the answers or the solution of NCERT exercises. So till then, we will meet in the next class. Keep on learning and keep on revising. Bye bye.